Welcome again to the circulation desk. If you've chosen to be a library monitor, there are a few supplies at this circulation desk that you need to know about. Most of the supplies kept at the circulation desk are for your use only, or for staff use. There are a few pencils and pens in this little caddy next to the computer, where you can use either the felt pens to write notices on the whiteboards. You'll have some supplies like stamp pads and stamp things for the newspapers. But you will have these supplies with some paper clips, 3-hole punches at the other side. Okay, so these are all for your use. The circulation machine is where you're checking in and checking out books and the Horizon systems on it. We've already spoken about this on the tour video. But there are some basic supplies like rulers, felt pens, some tape, the scissors, and these are for your use only. Do not loan out materials from this desk. The students will be allowed to use any of the materials that are at the student workstation, which is just across from the sign-in desk there. So they have there at the student workstation some paper, some colored paper down below, a stapler, a 3-hole punch, and in this little tin can box, students should be able to find glue stick, some tape, and some pencils. So if anyone's asking you to borrow a pencil, send them to the student workstation for their materials. Again, we talked about the paper. There's lined paper on the top tray and blanks on the next two down. And hanging on the wall here is a ruler. It looks a little deceiving, but there is a ruler that you can detach to use, and then when the students finish, they hang it back up. And if you notice here, the only thing that the students will be asking you to borrow from the Circ desk will be the pencil crayons and felt pens. So if we go back to the circulation desk, you'll notice that on the shelf next to where the scissors were located, okay, we have two containers, one for pencil crayons and a felt pen caddy. So these here you're allowed to loan out, and students usually bring them back to you. Make sure that you tell them when they borrow them to bring them back to the desk. Okay, so we've talked about the scissors. Just above the scissors is a calendar. This is where I will be writing down dates where we're closed, special events coming up. So if you notice, today is September the 8th. I'm welcoming you back. Tomorrow there is a sign-up meeting for Library Club members at noon. The next day it tells you that Ms. B is at a district meeting, so the library is closed all day. Next day over is when we're starting the training sessions before school and at lunch. And so it's your responsibility as a library monitor to check this calendar to make sure that you know when you are supposed to come in for duty and when something is happening and you don't need to come in. So the second week of school, you'll notice that there are a few things there. We are opening for business on the first Monday, next Monday. But there are 2 days here in this week where it says Ms. B is at a meeting before school. Notice that I haven't written in that it's closed. Because I am at a meeting does not mean that the library monitors can't come in and do the opening procedures. So if you're scheduled to do a Tuesday or a Thursday duty before school next week, you will be able to enter the library through the cafeteria doors at the far end. The main doors to the library are locked, but the cafeteria doors, I will always make sure I leave one unlocked so you can come in to do your duty. You will not be opening the main doors, and students will not be coming in to do checkouts or check-ins of books, but you will be allowed to do all the other things like shelf reading, maybe doing some processing for me. I will leave instructions on jobs to do for you. And notice that there is a IPP day coming up. That means that you get to sleep in, so school doesn't start till 10 a.m., so morning crew, you're not working. The only day where I'm at a meeting before school and the library is closed will be when we have a staff meeting. Because we have the meetings here in the library, there's no use coming in to do your duty because there'll be a whole bunch of teachers in here. So on staff meeting days only is when you will not be coming in. So again, this calendar, I try and keep it up to date. So if I've missed an event and you're aware of something, please let me know. But in general, these calendars are to give you an idea of when to come in for duty and when not. If it's a major last-minute meeting, I will tend to email you as library monitors to let you know. So at the desk here, we talked about the different things you can find. We talked about supplies that are available in the workroom. But what you need to know is that, remember again, you're not going to loan any supplies out from your workspace. but the student workstation has always got pencils and pens. But should you notice that the student workstation does not have any supplies, there is a filing cabinet drawer here for extra supplies. So if you push the little button, lever down and open up, you'll notice that there are extra supplies, pencils, pens, erasers, staples to refill the staplers when they're empty. And if you can't find what you're looking for in here, there are elastics, again the pencils and pens. If we run out, let me know and I'll replenish. But there are things here that you can easily replenish at the student workstation without loaning out your supplies. These rolls of white paper, they're for the receipt printer at the circulation desk, so when you check out books and press F11, you can give the students a date due slip. But again, this is extra supplies. Please make sure that you close the drawer so that nobody gets hurt. And then at the very, very bottom drawer, again, there's a little lever. You press down and pull open. You'll notice that we have the extra paper for the photocopier. Again, if we run low on this and there's only one ream of paper left, please let Ms. Bombino know so she can order more. Normally, at the Circ desk, you have your sign-in book, the schedule that tells you when you are signed up to do duties. I will automatically post any emails here as well, so if you didn't check your email on computer, you can easily check out the printer. There's a procedures manual in case you forgot how to do stuff. And again, the sign-in book, it's important that you sign in every morning, every lunch hour, every after school, when you come in and when you leave, so I know how many hours you've put in or how many minutes you've put in each day. And basically you're responsible at the Circ desk to making sure that if you work here, you should have all of your supplies available for you. There were two little caddies that I didn't mention. That happens to be the elastic spin. Again, we talked about the tape. That's for your use. Notice again that there is a coin box for the printing of materials there, so you can make change from this box. There's a ruler, some paper, some bookmarks in the little Take One box. And overall, we have a circulation desk where you can work and give students and staff service. So that covers what's available at the Circ desk. If you have any questions, please ask Ms. Bombino.